What up? Question mark here. We are another day for another daily. Let's look at it. So we're looking at May 23rd. We've got the defect. Draft a custom starter deck with cards. That's good. Colorless cards now appear as rewards, so we can get of any character cards. Night Terrors. Resting at a campsite heals 100% of your HP, but costs 5 max HP. We will have to combat that the entire time as long as we take damage. So let's try not to take damage. High score 1511. Like I said previously, still new to the game, so I'll probably score around the 800, 900 if I beat it. So let's give this a try. Alright, let's start crafting. So with the defect, we definitely want to get things like channeling. We want to get things that channel frost, lightning, that sort of thing. Maybe some focus sort of stuff to bring those channeling points up to do more damage. 9 damage. Puts the next card you play this turn on your top of your draw pile. Not too concerned about that. Let's go with cool-headed. Channel a random orb, gain 13 block, retain your hand this turn, gain block equals the number of cards in your discard pile. That could be good. Ooh, claw is always fun because it's free, but we do want to channel some. Dramatic entrance, innate, deals 8 damage to all enemies and exhausts. Could be good towards the beginning of the game. It's going to definitely fall off towards the end of it, so let's just grab it anyway. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand to 1 this turn. Deals 3 damage, applies 1 vulnerable. Another stack. Let's go ahead and go with the beam. Deal 7 damage, draw 1 card for each unique orb you have. Adds a random power card into your hand. That could be useful. Cost 0 this turn. Invoke your next orb. Channel that orb. Then that was just invoked, so channel lightning, pops a new one at the end of it. That was usually pretty good, but let's try white noise. Alright, you 7 block, next turn you gain power, that's good. Claw's always good, but we don't have another one, so let's go with some defense cards. Capacitor, always a go. Turbo I like. Dark's good, can do some pretty good damage if you just let it sit there and keep charging. Invokes your next orb, as recurrence. Let's go with Darkness. Darkness is pretty fun usually. How many defense cards do we have? We're looking at the Frost can give defense, which is a good one. We don't have a ton. Looks like two defense cards. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that one. Force build's pretty good as long as I can keep up the power cards with that free power summon one. Yeah. Madness, reduce the cost of a random card in your hand to 0. It does exhaust that card though, so might be good for something like Force Field. But that's if we get Force Field at the same time of Madness. Sweeping Beam is pretty good. Gain 3 blocks, put a card from your discard pile into your hand, and then exhausts. Good for those emergencies, but I want something that's a little more plays throughout. Doubling energy, always great. Let's throw a stack in there, just in case. It may save us, may not. Deals 4 damage for each channeled orb. That would be pretty good. Alright. So not too bad. We've got some defense, some attacks. Capacitor is going to be great. Channel lightning a lot. Let's see how we go. So, kind of looking up that left-hand side there, we have 1 elite. I'd want to fight more than 1 if possible. So, kind of going up the middle there. There's a campfire we can hit there in the middle left, underneath that 1 elite. Hit that mystery. Hopefully it's not something bad. So yeah, let's do this one. We'll go kind of towards the middle there and then veer off to the left a little. So, we do have that innate, which damages all enemies to 8, so let's go ahead since that is free. Let's get that chaos going, which is a plasma charge, gives us extra energy. So that's good. White noise could give us a really good power. When a card is played, whenever you play a power card, channel 1 lightning, that's good. Hopefully that's for combat. One stack really wouldn't do anything just because of the fact that it only gave 1 damage. Or 1 defense, my bad there. So let's get these 0-cost cards out of here. Definitely get some of this block in. That's going to block all that damage coming in. We don't really need to double our defense, so let's just work on this. That'll deal 12 damage. Yeah, so we are good. There we go. Awesome. Great first round. So we did craft a pretty good deck so far. Deals 3 damage if the enemy intends on attacking. Apply 1 weak. Gain 6 block. Discard this card's block. Decreases this card's block by 1 this combat. So use it once, it's 6. Use it twice, it's 5. 3 times 4. Yada yada yada. It is free though, so that could be nice in a pinch. Exhaust a card. Gain power equal to its cost. It does exhaust. I don't like to exhaust cards if I can help it. Deal 3 damage if an enemy intends. Let's go ahead. Let's get a couple more defense cards and then we can just start hammering on the attack. Alright, we're going to channel lightning. I am looking for something along the lines of the card that allows you to channel lightning to all enemies. I want to say it's Storm something, if I remember correctly. This will give us 2 defense. Not going to really be great. Do I really want to lose health here? There's that campfire we can heal off of before we hit the elite. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll just use stack as we can, and then we'll just lose the health for now. It's quite a bit, but we'll be alright. Once again, we can just hit them both. These weaker enemies towards the beginning definitely just get you a kind of feel for the deck, and then we start participating in building a good deck. So, for later elites, floor bosses. Yeah, let's go ahead and go 1 for... Alright, hopefully nothing bad. Yeah, not terrible. Let's go ahead and throw the capacitor out. We'll channel a lightning. We want to definitely deal damage twice. We'll be good there. We do have a block card if we need it. We want to make sure that's halfway point, because then it'll just split, I think. I'm not sure if that's the smallest form or not, but slimes do split. 3 damage. It's got 9 health. Let's go ahead and hit 3 damage there, 3 damage there. Channel lightning will finish it off, so we'll be alright. Let's go ahead and just hit him. Get the round to 1 turn faster. We have another channel, deal 7 damage, draw a card for each unique orb you have. Could be nice if we doubled up our energy with a double energy. Hologram could be good here just because it will give us a way to set some cards up depending on the situation. Like I said, we go off to the right here, grab that campfire, grab that elite. Alright, do we need to double the energy to 6? No, we should be okay. We're not taking a ton of damage. We will go ahead and do the sweeping beam here. Hopefully kill? Nah. Let's go ahead and just channel up. Hopefully it chooses... Oh, no, it killed those 2 in front, so channel will just kill that one in the back. Awesome. Do we want to do another capacitor? We're not really channeling a ton towards the end of it. Yeah, let's just try to work on channeling for this build. Alright, let's throw a white noise. At the start of your turn, as a random colorless card to your hand. Why not? I don't really need to use capacitor due to the fact that we're only going to be able to channel 2 orbs here. Yeah, let's go ahead and channel the orbs just because that might be a little better off here. We will get some defense. It's not going to be great, but it will do. So off to a fairly decent start. Alright, dramatic entrance. I haven't exhausted it yet, but it will do 8 damage. Let's go ahead and channel this darkness, because it'll allow us to throw this barrage out. Then stack would give us 5. Deal that damage. I didn't realize this health was so low. Okay, great. We are looking for things that'll help us channel orbs, preferably not frost, but we're not opposed to it. So let's go ahead and grab another one. Okay, now we need to start thinking... Yeah, so campfire will heal up a little. That'll bring us to 70 health, 70 max, so it dropped us by 5. Still okay. I've started with less, I believe. Yeah. One more. Yeah, which one did we get? Whenever an enemy dies, gain energy and draw a card. Awesome. So multi-boss or multi-enemy bosses, multi-enemy encounters will definitely be nice. Like this will definitely help us channel it. So let's start thinking. We definitely want to gain some power next turn. Let's go ahead and just hit that guy. Let's throw some chaos in there. Plasma, more energy. Hopefully we get that double energy next time, as well as some good cards. Alright, dramatic entrance, channel that lightning. I am going to go ahead and deal 20 damage to this guy, so that hopefully, yes, we will be able to kill it because this does all. Alright, and are we blocking? We are now blocking all the damage. So this is going to put it into our hand. So we want to grab something that has a 0 cost so that we can get this guy. We are applying vulnerable, so it'll take away the artifact for next time we try to apply something to it. Alright, dazed isn't that big of a deal, especially since it's not going to pop into our hand till next turn, if not the following. We have any defense cards? We do not, so we do want to channel a Frost. Let's go ahead and throw a capacitor in there. We'll channel the Frost and the Lightning. Ooh, excuse me on that one. Alright, we could go with Sweeping Beam to do 6 damage, or we can channel the Dark, pulling the Plasma in. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull that Plasma in. That's going to recharge us. Beautiful. We don't want to... We might actually want to go ahead and do the 3. That'll allow us to gain 12 block and still use White Noise. Or not. I forgot that card costs. So every time you play 5 cards in a single turn, deal 10 damage. It doesn't really matter considering the fact that that's the end of our turn. So let's go ahead and use this potion. Just because I don't want to lose health this turn if possible. Let's throw a capacitor just so we can max that out. Can we channel any more orbs? We cannot. We can throw a block in here. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Whenever you play 3 or less cards during a turn, draw 3 additional cards the next turn. So we'll keep that in mind. Probably not going to use it, to be honest. Forethought. Put a card from your hand into the bottom of your draw pile. It costs 0 to play. To the bottom of the draw pile, it's kind of don't really care. Could be useful, could be really annoying. Whenever you deal 4 damage or less, unblocked attack, increase that to 5. We do have enough money to hit up this shop. Could be beneficial because we could just get a potion since we don't really want to heal using the campfire, since that will make us lose. Alright, like I said before, in shops we are looking for things that'll help us channel electricity to all, focus cards, that sort of stuff. This is focus, even though it is temporary. Upon pickup, choose 5 cards to add to your deck. That could be helpful. Claws are free. I would need more than 1 to really help out, but if it's undefended, that 3 will be popped up to 5. So let's go ahead and grab claws. Let's grab the orrery. Hopefully we get lucky. If you play less than 3, draw 1 card. Deal 25 damage, loses focus. That's not too bad, just zeroes it out. 26 damage is pretty good. I could offset that with maybe some focus builds. So let's go ahead and Hyper Beam. Loop is great, considering the other guys. Yeah. Secret weapons, put an attack from your draw pile into your hands, then exhausts. I can play that properly. This does apply weak, which would be nice. Alright, Turbo. I do like Turbo a lot. Just because we could double that power, use all the cards in the hand. Steam Barrier, always great. If I've got two of them, which I do have one for sure, I could maybe get 12 block in one round for free. And then, you know, 10, 8 degrading. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But yeah, that's alright. I don't mind that. The question is, do we want to go through these question marks or do we want to hit up that elite? I'm thinking we want to hit that elite just for another relic. Depends on how this fight goes for sure. So let's go ahead and capacitor. We do have 12 damage coming in that we're going to want to block as best we can. Alright, that's 6. Let's just go ahead. Deal that damage. Hopefully the channel can go ahead and hit that fungus one in the beast in the front. That'll do some 3 to 5. Or not. Okay, so it's just attack cards. Fair enough. Let's do that. So what I did there was making sure that I was able to apply that weak because we knew we were going to kill that front one. So that anytime we're going to do damage to this guy coming up, hopefully damaged, the first card you played each turn is played twice, so not that big of a deal. We do have 6 damage coming in, so let's go ahead, draw that. We'll throw a turbo in there. It'll allow us to draw another lightning, and then without a problem, it's going to end it. Beautiful. Let's see, any cards I want. If you have no block, gain 11. Could be very good. Remove all block from the enemies, deals 10 damage. I do like that ability. Yeah, that could be an elite killer. So we did not lose too much health there. Let's head up towards the elite. Worst case scenario, this hurts and we just kind of go through the others. Hyper beam. Okay, so if we do lose focus, which this will make us lose focus, do we have 2 attack abilities? Yeah, so we can do, yeah, so hyper beam and dramatic entrance. There we go. Yeah, I was just afraid that if I was going to lose focus, it was not going to allow us to get any defense or attack off. But we were able to kill them in one turn there. Shuffle your discard pile into your draw pile, then draw 1. I'm okay. Gain 7 block. Next turn you gain a power. That's okay. Put the next card you play this turn on the top of your draw pile. That could be good if we say double up or something. So we lost to no health there, so let's go ahead and hit up this elite. It's not terrible. This is my least favorite boss, just because he tends to get angry. So let's go ahead and start channeling as best we can. Just because that's going to be consistent damage. So we've got about 6 to take out this fully next turn so that he doesn't kill us. Anytime that you play, so his ability, Enrage, anytime you play a skill card, he gains 2 strength, which strength is pretty powerful, especially if he hits 6. He ends up hitting very, very hard. So I can show you that as long as we can defend it. So let's go ahead and double our energy. So that's going to give us 6. And see, it went from 2 strength, so that gave him 2 damage. So we need to defend ourselves up to 18, up to 8. What this is going to do is it's going to make him even more angry, giving him 4 more damage. So it went from 6 to 10 because of his anger. We can still protect ourselves due to the fact that we got 12 defense, but we need to be careful because if I use this ability, Channeling Dark as a skill, he's going to gain 2 more, gaining 12 attack, which we'll block it, that's fine, but we just have to be careful not to make him more and more angry, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't lose his strength. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he does not lose his strength in turns. So you gain 3 block, plus above his attack. You put the card from your discard pile into your hand. So I would get to choose the skills, would not be smart. I could channel another Frost so that I've got a guaranteed defense. Let's go ahead, just because it guarantees a defense as well as it gets to attack. I forgot. I am out of power. Never mind. All right, so let's go ahead and loop because that's a power, not a skill. So that's going to cast my 3 damage lightning twice. We do need to start building up our defenses as best we can. Let's channel the lightning. And we'll go ahead and use this. I want to say his attack's going to go to 35 if we make him more angry. 36. Okay, so my calculations were a little off. But instead of taking 33 damage, now we're just going to take 30. And that's without the channel. So 28 damage taken. Not terrible. Definitely nothing I want to keep going. He does have 29 health, so this would put him down to 3, and this should take him out. So let's go ahead. Let's cast that so we know we can kill in this turn, just in case losing focus has some kind of issue. That also applied vulnerable, which was nice. Let's see here. Symbiotic virus. At the start of each combat, you channel 1 darkness. I do like darkness, just phenomenal. Whenever you play a power card, draw 1 card. For heat sink, cold snap is always great. Gain 1 block, permanently increase this card's block by 2. That is a permanent, so the longer we have that card, the better. We did lose a lot of health that turn, so we need to be careful. Pick carefully. Not terrible. If we do enough damage, we can force him to split. That's good. That'll prevent the timing of our attacks. Okay. So I was real focused there trying to make sure that we're not going to take too much damage. This will do 26 damage, but make us lose focus. We do not have a way of regaining focus, so we want to make sure that we're using this towards the end of a battle. At least as best as we can. Or at least when they only have a couple points of health left. So what we want to do here... We will go ahead and do that because of the weakness would kill it. Gain 2 dex, I'm sure. I mean, it's not going to hurt. We do want to get things like Claw because Claw does permanently increase all claws. So increase the damage of all Claw cards by 2 this combat. So we get to stack those pretty well. I definitely want to heal this turn. Even though we're going to lose max health. The first couple turns of this floor boss definitely hurts. Let's burn, all that kind of stuff. So, alright. This is going to add block. He's not going to do anything, so let's just focus on channeling, dealing a couple points of damage. He's not going to do any damage this turn. I think he does this first round of damage the next turn. Yeah, so he's going to do 6 damage 6 times, so 24 damage. No, like 32, something like that. Some crazy number. But, let's see here. Hyper Beam is going to make us lose focus, which, like I've said before, we need to use that towards the end of battle, knowing that it's going to kill him. This will apply weakness twice, which is good. This would help us to channel Frost, and then I can pull in a Lightning. Okay. He does not have any defense, so that's not that big of a deal. It does do 10 damage, which would be pretty good. Turbo would give us a little more power to play around with, which is always great. Claws, that's free damage, so that's good. Let's do the 10 damage, because then I can do some channeling with Sweeping Beam. Is going to have us draw a card so that we can use the capacitor. It is then going to allow us to channel lightning without forcing out the darkness so that we can keep stacking that darkness. I did not get any defense that turn, but that should be okay. Shouldn't hurt us too bad. Yeah, about a third of our health, so not terrible, but definitely could have been better. Alright. Deal 4 damage for each channeled orb, so we definitely want to possibly channel the cold, then the darkness. Yeah, let's channel cold. Ooh, if we loop, it can do the passive ability of... Yeah, so what that's going to do is loop is going to channel this dark's passive. At the end of the turn, you increase the orb's damage by your focus, which is 6. So it's going to go from 18 to 24. And then when I invoke this orb, say the next darkness orb, it would invoke the dark orb, and it's going to deal 18 with that positive 20 up to 24. If I just keep it going, then it'll just keep increasing, which is great. So what I probably want to do is barrage to deal 4 damage 5 times, get 4 defense to block his damage coming in. Then hopefully next time what can happen is I can invoke the 24 damage, now up to 30, by invoking a random orb. We do want to go ahead and throw the claw out quickly. We can do free defense. Okay. This would give us 23 defense, so that's really nice. Does it exhaust? It doesn't. So we want to go ahead and end the turn using that. Well, I guess we don't, considering the fact that he only has 10 damage coming in. So let's just focus on trying to get some of this damage out. At the start of your turn, adds a random power card into your hand. It's free, so might as well. Let's go ahead and channel random, then cold snap. That'll allow us to channel another defense. So we've got a plasma. It's going to give us 2 strength, or one energy every turn, 2 if we invoke it. So that's okay. We are defending against all damage. And that's a big thing about this game that I've come to learn, is that damage mitigation is an absolute necessity. Let's go ahead and channel the capacitor, just because I like to have as many channeled as possible. We do want to utilize this turn and permanently increase. Beautiful. So that'll permanently increase that. Then the claws will do 7 damage, increasing all claw cards. So let's claw. We do need to try to get 12 damage blocked. We have 6 coming in from our orbs. That'll be 9 in total. So that will mitigate as much damage as possible. We don't need to prevent damage, so let's go ahead and just end the turn there. That will allow us to do what we need to. Electrocute. Lightning now hits all enemies. That's the one. Electrodynamics. That's the one I want to utilize as a standard card in my deck versus a free one. It's going to invoke lightning, so this, we're going to definitely invoke it. Those 3 orbs of lightning that we have, it's going to do 5 damage due to our boot. It's going to do 5 damage each time, so 5, 10, 15, but it's going to do that 3 individual times. So each orb is going to be invoked each time. So super, super good card. I want that. We might want to go ahead and invoke another lightning card, because we don't need to do any defensive stuff right now. We just need to output as much damage as possible. And what that's going to help us do, we don't want to rebound. We don't need block. We could invoke another random. Maybe we can just go ahead and invoke the darkness. So let's go ahead, invoke that lightning, throw another darkness in there. And damage is good. So what it's going to do, it's going to be 2 defense, then plasma does at the beginning. Another 2 defense, so that's 7 to 9, 9 to 11. Then it's going to invoke the 5 damage. Then it's going to invoke 5 damage again. Then it's going to invoke 5 damage again. With the... Let me get that card back up if I can. And I can't. No big deal. So what it's going to do is just going to invoke lightning a bunch, and it's really going to hurt. Should take it down pretty far. Not as far as I thought, but still pretty far. Alright, what was the power card? We're getting kind of towards the end of its attacks. It does have 14 damage coming in. With the 4 we have from our focus, that'll be 6 defense. So let's go ahead, pull this one out because it's just going to invoke the orb as if normal. The plasma will give us 2 power, so that'll bring us to 4. Double the energy, that'll bring us to 6. I'm just trying to block those 14 damage. So we do have 6 coming in. We need to do 1 more in defense, so that'll be okay. Let's go ahead and do the creative AI. Why not? Let's get kind of crazy. We don't have the ability to pull that exhausted card. Buffer, not really going to help us here, considering it's only got 10 damage coming in. Yeah, well, no, we're good. Should have grabbed an attack card. That probably would have been the smarter idea, but I forgot how much damage was coming in, so I just wanted to be safe. Let me read this electrodynamics again. Lightning now hits all enemies. Okay, so yeah, I read that wrong. It doesn't channel the orb 3 times for each orb. It's a multi-boss enemy killer, so not terrible. He does not have any defense, but I do want to channel more, so let's go ahead and throw that capacitor in there. Channel even more lightning. This will give us block, which would be nice, which would bring us to 7, allowing us to defend with the other 2 channeled frost orbs, or the 3 channeled frost orbs down there is hiding because of the card. And we are just kind of whittling its health down. We want to try to get it away from its next turn, if I remember correctly, because what that's going to do is a ton of damage. It's going to put a lot of burns in our draws. So let's focus up. What that's going to do is add +1 to all of our orbs, which is great. Let's throw out some damage, and that claw is always great. We do have the free force field, which it doesn't matter. I lost track of his health. Enemies, let's see what kind here. Invokes your next orb X amount of times. That's fine most of the time. Deals 11 damage and gains an artifact, which artifact does negate debuffs, which is nice. Draw 2 cards, put a card from your hand on top of the draw pile. Not too concerned. Let's go ahead and go with Core Surge. And let's see what artifact we can get. So, gain a energy at the start of your combat. You can no longer see enemy intent. That's usually okay, but I do use the intent quite often. You do gain energy at the start of your turn. Future card rewards have 2 less. I'm not really grabbing cards too terribly often. During boss and elite combat, gain energy. This just gives... So, it's between these 2, the Runic Dome and the Busted Crown. The Runic Dome is okay, but the big thing is we're gaining power. We might as well just do here. 2 cards is not that big of a deal. Our deck is helping. So, not too bad. Alright, that is the Act 1. So, towards the city. Looks like we've got quite a busy map, but we will have to look at that next time, guys. So, if you do enjoy the part 1 of this daily run, we are looking at 32 minutes. Let's continue into a part 2, try to get past Act 2, into Act 3, see how we can do, see what kind of score we can do for the daily, and if you are enjoying these videos, like, subscribe, leave a comment and tell me how I'm doing. Y'all have a good one.